warm welcome to join us for this edition of English News, and I am Abdul Ahad Mohammadi. Security forces during operations in different parts of Afghanistan have killed 42 insurgents and captured 37 more suspects over the past 24 hours, Interior Ministry said in a statement on Sunday. Afghan National Police, Army and NATO-led coalition forces launched 7 joint operations in surrounding areas of Nangarhar, Laghman, Balkh, Kandahar, Helmand, Khost and Ghazni provinces over the past 24 hours. The ministry said in a statement, police also discovered and seized a handful of weapons and munitions during the mentioned raids. Afghan President Hamid Karzai has accused Pakistan of undermining all talks with the Taliban. Up to now, they have sadly refused to back efforts for negotiations with the Taliban, Mr. Karzai told Der Spiegel. The publications of the comments tomorrow will coincide with the start of a conference in Bonn to discuss the future of Afghanistan. Pakistan is not attending the gathering because it is furious about NATO airstrike that accidentally killed 24 of its soldiers at a border outpost last weekend. This is a major blow as Pakistan's involvement in stabilizing the region is viewed as crucial. The human rights situation remains critical in Afghanistan despite the Taliban's ouster 10 years ago. Human Rights Watch said Sunday, accusing Kabul and its Western backers of failing to prioritize rights conditions. The US-backed HRW said the government had missed opportunities to put the rights of Afghans at the top of the agenda since the Taliban fell from power in the US-led invasion that followed the September 11, 2001 attacks. Afghans still struggle, often unsuccessfully, to exercise their basic human rights and freedoms, HRW said in a report ahead of a major international conference on Afghanistan's future in Germany. 4 insurgents were killed in a NATO airstrike in eastern Kunar province on Saturday night. The provincial governor said the airstrike, which took place in Manugay district, targeted 4 insurgents who were planting a roadside bomb. Governor Syed Fazlullah Wahidi said no civilians were harmed during the operation. He added, Manugay district is considered insecure and insurgents frequently use improvised explosive device to target Afghan and foreign troops. The Afghan government has been talking about ending the American military's campaign of night raid for years, but now they see an opportunity to actually do something about it. In continuing negotiations for a long-term strategic agreement between the two countries, the Afghans have made a no-compromise stand on abolishing or greatly limiting night raids, in which commandos go after people suspected of being insurgents in private homes rather than in the field. The New York Times has reported on Saturday. Both sides very much want the strategic agreement. Russians are continuing to vote in parliamentary elections as opposition groups and electoral observers reported instances of poll violations. Dmitry Medvedev, the country's president, cast his vote on Sunday in the election, with the popularity of the ruling party, United Russia, seen as coming under pressure. Moscow neighborhoods were dotted with United Russia's posters, but many of the other parties' posters had been removed. Opposition parties complained of voting irregularities as part of efforts to boost United Russia's result and argued that the ruling party had more airtime during the campaign. An Arab League ministerial committee handed down a travel ban on 19 Syrian officials to Arab states and has presented an ultimatum to Damascus to accept observers to monitor the unrest in the country. Qatar's prime minister announced the new deadline for Syria to avoid sanctions after a meeting in Doha to discuss the measure decided against Damascus over its crackdown on 8 months of protests. The Arab League has also approved of cutting flights to Syria by 50%. The Arab League last Sunday approved sweeping sanctions against President Bashar al-Assad's government over the crackdown, the first time that the bloc has enforced such measures against one of its own members. And that's it for now. Thanks for being with us.